So today we're looking at this situation right here where we have dimethyl ether decomposing, and the rate constant for this reaction is given right here. This is the initial pressure. So what's the pressure after 8 minutes? Well, let's first take a look at our ideal gas law. We will notice that the temperature remains constant, the gas constant remains constant, and the volume remains constant. So the final pressure compared to the initial pressure is the same ratio as the amount of moles we end up with versus the amount of moles we started off with. So we can find out the pressure if we know the ratio of the moles. So let's figure it out. So we notice that we have 1 mole of gas turning into 3. And we have this rate constant. And from the rate constant, we can figure out, well, what is the half-life? So the half-life is simply the natural log of 2 over k. So natural log of 2 over 3.2 times 10 to the negative 4 inverse seconds. And if we do the math, we will see that our half-life is 2,166 seconds. Now let's convert that to minutes by dividing by 60. We will see that is 36.1 minutes. So if we know the half-life, this is a first order reaction. So initially we have all moles of the dimethyl ether, and then 8 minutes have gone by, and it takes 36.1 minutes to have 1 half-life. So we will see that we end up with 0.858 initial moles, and that's the concentration of the dimethyl ether. The concentration of the other moles, though, is the concentration of what's reacted times 3. So for every 1 mole of dimethyl ether that's reacting produces 3 moles of a gas. So that means if we subtract this from 1, we will see that we have 0.142 of the initial moles reacting, and that will produce 3 moles of gas. So That means that we have 0.858 initial moles plus 0.427 initial moles to give a total of 1.285 times the initial moles. So our ratio right here would be 1.285. So our pressure after 8 minutes, or final pressure, is 1.285 times the initial pressure, which is 0.35. So that means our final pressure is 0.450 atmospheres. And there we go. Figured it out. So basically what we did is we found out how many moles of dimethyl ether we had left, plus the moles that were created by the reacting dimethyl ether, and that's the final moles that we had in the end. And then we just used the ratio of the moles we ended up with to the moles we started with to find our final pressure.